Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I'm going to do the BookTube Behind the Scenes tag. I was tagged in a video by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. I'm just going to repeat what Pat said to properly credit the creator of this tag. BookTube Behind the Scenes, an original tag created by Bob at Robert G. Reader of Books -R3P. In his video, Bob said the following. This is an original tag about booktubers and their posting habits. Some of the prompts are about the mechanics of posting, editing, graphics, sound effects, etc. Others focus on the politics of posting, responding to comments, avoiding certain topics, self-censoring, etc. I look forward to your responses. There are 12 prompts in this tag. The first prompt is when recording a post, do you read from a prepared script, or do you refer to notes or a broad outline, or do you speak extemporaneously? For my book reviews, I pretty much do them off the cuff. I often review them on Storygraph and Fable, same review on both, but before I talk about them in my videos, but I don't have that review in a document that I read. I used to do that for reviews. I used to pretty much read those reviews, but now I just do them off the cuff. For my weekly wrap-ups, I have an outline. There aren't too many details in it. Mostly the details are the books I read and the book clubs that I'm reading those books for, if I'm reading them for a book club. For my tag videos, I do prepare ahead of time. I come up with my answers. I don't word for word read those answers, but it's fairly close. I was at one time doing them off the cuff too, but as I'm trying to do more, it works better if I come up with my answers ahead of time, and then sometimes I elaborate a little bit. The second prompt is, do you edit before you post, deleting hems and haws, misspeaks, mispronunciations, and other common public speaking foibles? I mostly remove pauses. I have a fair amount of pauses. And I also remove words or sentences that I say more than once. Sometimes they're even paragraphs that I repeated. So I mostly remove those. I don't have as many ums and ahs and likes as I thought, but I do have pauses and repeated words and statements. Second part of this is, do you remove things you didn't mean to say, or off-topic thoughts or comments you think might be misunderstood? On rare occasions I remove something, but it doesn't happen very often. Mostly how I handle things that I thought might be misunderstood, or those that I made a mistake on, is the next day, or sometimes when I'm editing the video, I record an additional segment and I correct what I said that I think might be misunderstood or I was wrong about. The third prompt is, have you ever edited a post after posting? Have you ever deleted an entire post? The answer is no to both of those. I've never done either of those things. The fourth prompt is, are there certain topics you avoid, things you regard as too personal or too controversial? I don't avoid things because I think they're too personal. I have put pretty detailed discussions about my physical and mental health issues. Went fairly deep in them. I do, prior to this, put a disclaimer that if people don't want to watch it, they make them aware of this. I put text in the bottom of the screen that'll say something like medical report or something like that, so they can mute it or speed past it or whatever, and then I remove that text when I'm done. I also put these discussions toward the end of my videos because I know first things that people are going to want to look at these videos for about books, so these kind of details are at the end, so they could just stop at that point if they wanted to too. One thing I have avoided for the most part is talking about a topic that's politically charged. The exception to this is banned books. I talk a little bit about them because this is a, I'm a booktuber and we talk about books, so I'm going to bring that up. There's people that delve deeper into the reasons why the books are banned and stuff than I could do. Well, I probably could do it, but I don't. But I do bring it up. Even then, though, I put it toward the end of my video, and I do a disclaimer similar to my medical situations that I talk about, where I tell people it's coming. I tell them there's going to be text in the lower left that's going to say book banning discussion or something like that, and when I'm done, it ends. So they have several ways of avoiding it if they want to. To this point, I've avoided political topics beyond that. There's several reasons for this. One is that you don't get to be my age and not recognize that despite what arguments I may come up with, and because I'm a logical person, I could come up with some very good arguments, but no matter how good I may think they are, I'm not going to convince people to change their view, and they're not going to convince me to change mine. So I'm not sure what's really to be gained by posting political topics on here. I don't do it on Facebook either. That's more because there's some people that strongly believe differently than I, and I don't feel like getting into it with them. But on here, I don't feel there's anything to be gained. If I was to read a book on a political topic, and Storygraph shows that I've only read one political book in the 3+ years I've been on there, so it's not a very big part of my reading. But if I was to, I would talk about what it's talking about, whatever it was, because then I read the book, so I'm going to talk about it. But that's focused on the book. And they had the opportunity to decide not to look at it. So I wouldn't really take too much pushback on anything, because that's on you if you decide to look at something. The other thing I try to use terms I see people talk about is when they talk about any sexual thing. I use terms like spice and things like that. I don't give details. That's because I see other people do it, and I'm not even totally sure what the rules are. I suspect that is more when people are monetized, but I do try to do what I see other people do related to any kind of sex thing. The 5th prompt is, do your posts include graphics, special lighting, music, fast cuts, or other design enhancements? I've just included graphics, mainly graphics of books and some albums when I did a series, which I hope to continue, about my musical fandom over the years, over the decades. I include some graphics about movies and TV shows too occasionally. The other things, the fast cuts, music, special lighting, design enhancements. I haven't done any of that. I don't even have a ring light. I just record with a light in my room. My videos are pretty bare bones. I have been thinking a lot recently that it's about time that I at least think about possible enhancements, at least investigate them, because coming on a 1.5 years of doing this, and it's probably time to at least consider them. Not sure about music. That kind of scares me because I don't want to get copyrighted. Years ago, I did post a series of videos of concerts I went to, and a few of them got copyrighted claimed, and I just accepted it, but that kind of scared me, so I'm not sure I'll do music. But some of the other stuff, I might at least look into it. The 6th prompt is, do you have a target number of posts each week? I'm currently aiming for 4 videos a week. I won't beat myself up if I fall short. Sometimes I may go more than 4. I may do 5. But I'm aiming for 4. Relatively short videos too. I used to do longer ones but less, but I'm trying to do short ones. I I do recognize that asking people to watch 4 videos is a lot, and I don't really do that because I'm not really expecting anybody to do that because I don't do that myself. But it's just like a comfortable amount for me at this time. So that's what I'm doing. And it enables me to at least to somewhat keep pace and hopefully catch up on the tag requests I get. The 7th prompt is, are there certain themed posts you contribute to regularly, such as Poetry Thursday or What are you reading Wednesday? Not really those type of things. Every week I aim to do a weekly wrap-up video, a couple of tag videos, and then maybe another video with a book review, a haul, a book unboxing, something like that. And if I don't have anything for that 4th video, do a 3rd tag. Just kind of typical stuff that booktubers are doing. The 8th prompt is, how important to you is the number of your subscribers? It is important. I am a numbers person. I do look at the numbers of subscribers. People who've been doing this a lot longer than I have pointed out that it's not the subscribers that really matter. It's the number of views and the viewing hours that really matter. But I can't help noticing the number of subscribers and kind of mentally tracking it. In addition, another part of this is there a target number you're hoping to reach? Currently around 290. I would like to reach first 500, then 1,000. We'll see. My kind of subscriber count kind of moves at fits and starts. Over time it's continued to go up, but there's times it's pretty stagnant. And more of this, if you don't hit your target, would you consider dropping out of BookTube? No. I'm not unhappy where I am. Regards that I do get comments on my videos and I do talk to people about books, and that's really kind of the whole purpose of this, to develop friendships with other booktubers, and I have done so. So that's really the main thing. I think the only reason I would consider maybe dropping out is if and this is kind of a downer to say, but at my age, I am 66, so if I was to get a diagnosis at a terminal health condition and I really had to decide how I wanted to spend my remaining time, I might stop making videos, and I probably would stop making most videos. Maybe try to keep in contact with those I'm close to in other ways, like messaging in some way or Voxer or something like that. In addition to here's some more to this. Are your posts designed to attract new subscribers? No, they're just kind of standard stuff that other booktubers do. There's nothing that I'm doing that is more creative or exceptional, really. I do recognize, of course, as anybody on here does or on social media in general, that negativity sells, and I could attract more subscribers by start doing a lot of rant videos, but that's not my nature. I've only done a couple of videos that are even maybe vaguely considered a little ranty. Final part of this is, are you distressed if you lose subscribers? Just a little bit now. Because of my number, as I said, it's right around 290 now. I don't sit on YouTube Studio, but I look at it twice a day, and the number sticks in my head, so if it goes to 289, I don't have to look at the graph showing a little jag down. I know I lost somebody, so if I was having thousands of subscribers, it'd be kind of hard I wouldn't be able to remember that, but where I am now, I don't like it. And I don't like to see the jag go below 0 either, but it's not a strong feeling anymore. At first it's like, well, somebody made a decision to unsubscribe when I don't think there's anything to be lost by subscribing. especially if you don't turn on notifications because you just subscribe. Maybe there's something I'm not aware of. The 9th prompt is, do you always respond when tagged? So far, I haven't made the decision not to do tags where people tag me. I do have a backlog though, despite doing 2, sometimes 3 tags a week, so maybe at some point I'll have to decide to do that. And I have to also, some tags that I do, I really don't have a lot to add. It's not really my area, but I do them anyway the best I could. Those might be the kind of things maybe I want to decide not to do. I do think, matter of fact, I'm certain of it, that there's some times that people tag me and I either don't see the notification or don't get it. I don't always get notifications, and I know this because sometimes I'll look at a tag video somebody did and they tag me, but I never got a notification for it. The 10th prompt is, do you respond to viewers' comments? I respond to most. I get the occasional one, which I know we all get. Somebody says, great video. I can offer you help in getting more viewers, more views, stuff like that. Those, I think initially I responded to, even because one of the things is if I don't respond, the comment doesn't go away. I'll continue to see it in YouTube Studio unless there's others pushing it down. But lately I don't know, I still might give it a like, but I'm kind of backing off from responding to those. Some of them seem to disappear anyway, like maybe YouTube is going through and getting rid of them. Second part of this is, are your responses lengthy or only a thumbs up or down? Mostly my responses are comments. They aren't necessarily lengthy, but they are written comments. If I have a discussion with somebody and we go back and forth several times, they may say something that then I feel, well, there's really no reason to actually respond back to that. Then I might do the heart selection. I probably should do both the heart and like. I generally just do the heart, and I probably should do both. That's something I saw in Pat's video that she did, so I probably should do that, start doing that too. Figure if I'm doing the heart, why am I doing the like? But it's the options are both available, so I think I'll try doing that going forward. The 11th prompt is, have you ever blocked anyone for viewing or commenting your posts? No, I've been fortunate that I didn't have to. The closest thing I got to something that was slightly trolly is somebody said, what WTF is this? But that's not exactly, the grand scheme of things, the most devastating comment. And there was one comment that did a takeoff on my name, Stewie Griffin. Those who don't know, there's this show called, I think it's Fall Guy, something like that. But there's this homicidal infant named Stewie Griffin on there, so people of a certain age and experience seem to always glom onto my name that way. The 12th prompt is tag some BookTube friends. First, I'm tagging anyone who would like to do this tag. If you like to do a video to one or more of the prompts or reply to one or more of my comments, please do so. I'm also going to tag a bunch of people, just their first names. Their screen names will be in the description of this video. I'm tagging Nix, Smitty, Kayla, Milena, Maeve, Nick, Heather, Fred, Brian, Nicole, Flossie, Justin, Kevin, Nigel, Renee, Felix, Elaine, Philip, Cliff, Hannah, Jen, Gavin, Suey, Kelly, and Daniela. Again, if it's something you like to do, please do so. I found this one kind of interesting, though. I actually just saw the Pat's video this morning. I'm recording this on Monday, May 12th, so hopefully I'll edit and release it tomorrow. I don't normally go this quickly, but as I was watching her video, I thought, you know what, I got some things to say about this, so I decided to do this a quicker turnover than I normally have, which could be months, actually, before I get to a tag. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.